it's been a month since we made our last film, and I've been really busy kind of prototyping and thinking about kind of next steps forward. I got my wings, which are just so beautiful, so it was really fascinating to see those. I got a pigeon wing and a pheasant wing. It's kind of interesting because when you actually look at the wing, you realise how complex it is. They've not been great to look at from a kind of skeletal, structural perspective, from an engineering perspective, I suppose, because the taxidermist who's done a wonderful job, this is the guy in Darlington, I asked him to fix them for me in a position so I could look at the feather splay. And so really the purpose of the wings is to look at the feather splay, and for me to think about how I can design my feathers alongside a kind of working articulation. And it's more complex than I thought, which isn't that just the name of the game with kind of sculpting when you want something to move. So I've got my work cut out for me, but that's okay. I've spent a lot of time drilling lolly sticks and trying to work out how I can get these wings to properly articulate. And I really wish that I had an engineering brain, but I really don't. So I've been feeling very thick and stupid sometimes, but I'm getting there very, very slowly with my lolly sticks. So I'm quite excited because I think that I might use compressed air to actually help these wings open and then close. It means that I can probably manage the weight of the wings a little bit better, because it means I don't have to use my own body force and muscles to kind of pull a lever or something like that. And I think it's more realistic, especially because I want to use kitchen knives in one of the layers of the feathers, which is going to be really heavy. So I've got my work cut out for me. And then I suppose the other things I've been thinking about as well, you know, how am I going to attach the feathers to the framework, to the skeleton that I make, and how will it look full? You know, there's no way that I can put hundreds of layers of knives together and be able to actually function and wear this. So what can I do to you know, create that beautiful splay of feathers in a kind of quite a controlled manner, and get beautiful geometry. And so I've got a selection of materials that I'm looking at. So I'm looking at PVC, I'm looking at ripstop nylon, I'm looking at kind of organza, and then I'm thinking about kind of substrate material, what could go behind that to give further structure and also kind of visual clues to structure. So possibly using a fiberglass rod like you might use in kite making, and also kind of boning materials that you might use in a corset and more kind of structured clothing. And so that those could be, well, those are all going to be things that I'm going to experiment with in the coming weeks.